Wait, are we live?
Rebecca. Well, I was gonna do our like real talk,
Okay.
our real talk segment for like the show I said I wanted to do after. So when we gotta next week, but we just rolling now. Um,
Yeah.
so so let's talk about Rebecca Quinn, Becky Lynch. You had absolutely no business cutting that woman the way you did.
He sliced and diced Nikki until there was nothing else to cut anymore. Then she rolled up and she ate her alive. I had no words. And everybody that know, I'm not a Bella fan. Okay. I've never been a part of the Bella Army. I don't even know why they
I
were.
just think Nikki's cute.
I believe that Nikki and Brie are beautiful women. I always thought Nikki always been hot, spicy, gorgeous. On the mic, Nikki can hold her own. I'll give her that. But I never understood why they were ever in the Hall of Fame. That whole thing, like whatever. I just felt like that was just given to them because what the hell did y'all really contribute besides being twins? But I know everybody over the years has been coming at Nikki because of John. You had Natalia do it. You've had so many others before do that. Throw some little digs. This, however, was unexpected because I thought that was all over. John is now married to someone else, especially after Nikki has gone through her own issues in her last relationship. I don't know if she's married to the guy.
They're divorced.
Yeah, she was married to him, and that was a lot for Nikki. I'm so glad she was able to get out of that, safely because I don't condone neither. LCW does not condone violence, domestic violence, none of that. So I was really, really happy for her. However, bringing this up and it's the way that it was said was crazy because now Nikki's back, just like John. And John's wife was just there the night before, and there has been comparison that John might have a type. Because I'm not gonna lie, the first time I seen John Cena's wife, I said, looks just like Nikki Bella. It's some similarities there with them. Nikki now just has her hair was more blonde and she has more highlights, but when you think about it, when they were together, Nikki's hair was dark. Their build, they look alike. So I was like, John, that's a type for sure. And I see him come out to the ring and hey, he blowing his white kisses and all of that. So for her to say that, yeah, that was supposed to be y'all, because y'all were together first. But oh yeah, when she said you can't see him anymore, it was like,
Rebecca, somebody come get her mic. Somebody come get her mic.
You can care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. If you can make it seem like, oh, Nikki knew she was gonna say that. I doubt Nikki knew she was gonna say it. I doubt it. Only because I look at Nikki's response and her face afterwards. She was coming up on Becky like, bitch, I do you. Like, I will mess you up. Like, you got me messed up trying to come at me on live television. Go back and watch Nikki's demeanor and the way she was talking after that. You can hear it in her voice that it was really coming from a place of anger. Because it's like, okay, now y'all pushing it. Like, I let y'all get away with it over the years, but I already have to try to be back here and coexist with him. And we cool. It's all, I mean, they used to live together. They were engaged. Like, that's a lot. So it's like we already trying to get along with each other. Fine. But for you to bring this up in front of the public, because when Roman did it to John, okay, he said, 20 years missionary might have been good for you, but it wasn't good for Nikki Bella. John's like, oh, all right, okay. But at the time, John is with someone. So it may have stung, but the thing is like, okay, well, I'm married. I'm with someone else now. Nikki is not, and this was just really awkward.
Well, here's the thing about that. Well, one, as we know, they are on certain aspects actors. So I would say, look at her reaction versus how Charlotte reacted, because Charlotte immediately had to say something back to Tiffany when Tiffany took the dig at her. I think Nikki took it and she knew what was going to happen, but she used somewhat of her acting chops a little bit to channel that anger and frustration that she has felt about people saying stuff in the past into this now. Plus, listening to her and Cody, she's talked about how she's not even really in the mental space to want to date right now. She just wants to focus on her and her son. So I don't think she necessarily was all the way mad and didn't know that what Becky said was unplanned. So I feel like but she did have to brace herself if she used some of that anger that has been that has come from that.
I don't know, because you got to think of it too about who they are individually. Nikki is a class act, and she would know how to. Okay, because she's been hearing about the John Cena stuff for years, but I believe again that it hasn't been told, it hasn't been said in a while. She ain't been there, so it hasn't been said in a minute. Versus Charlotte is already, I'm the queen, I'm unstoppable, you can't touch me, I'm on my high horse. She had that type of mentality anyway. She already coming into the game like that because it's been comparisons of Tiffy to her. So Charlotte already coming in like who this chick is, thinking she me because she got blonde hair to do a moonsault. She was already coming at Tiffy with that type of demeanor. So when Tiffy came at her, it was more like Charlotte looking at like, now I'm gonna come at you. Now I'm gonna say something. Charlotte was already waiting for an opportunity, I believe, because you saw she was picking on her first by her voice. That's why she said that about the 0 to 3, like in marriages or whatnot. Like, and she did the mic drop and just left, and that's when the whole Kaiser thing happened. Did you watch Unreal? Did you finally see it?
I have not watched it yet. It's on the to-do list. I just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, so they speak on it. They speak on it. And when I tell you,
I've heard little rumblings of what was said about that whole situation.
You got to see how they were backstage, their reactions to it when it happened. They was like, Triple H like this. Because that none of that, they said, what the hell? They was like, Charlotte, no. But she and when she said about Kaiser, they backstage, they like this. Like, because they didn't know. That's why I say a lot of the promos, I think they give it just like, oh, I'll speak on this, I'll say that. But some stuff they don't know that they're going to say. And that was really below the belt for Tiffany to do. And they were like, she needs to apologize. Because that was a little too personal. Like, making fun of your voice. Okay, you out there with a veteran. Tiffy know how to talk to her. Cool. She was mostly doing it, I think, because of Tiffy, but then Chicago as well, because Chicago was pissing me off then. But the Nikki Bella incident, that was oh my goodness. And this is why I say it was real, because it was how she was just like, now she don't want to talk no more. Nikki like, I want to fight you.
Oh,
So I think that's where it went from that. Becky having fun. She think it's hilarious, and Nikki like, hell no, forget that, because not only was his wife just here last night, John fought last night. She in the skybox with Bree as it's going on. I don't know why they kept panting. They panted the camera up there to see like her reactions, like when John was out there. You think she wasn't looking down at that heifer up in that crowd, wearing John Cena gear? Like, bitch, that was my nigga. I was here first. That was my man. I don't know. If you've been with someone for so long, live with them, you're engaged to them, I don't assume, especially the love that they had, because they really did love each other. I think they just divorced because of the, just the irreconcilable, how do you say it?
Irreconcilable differences.
Yes, their differences. And then not only just that, it's just Nikki really wanted to be a mom. And, this wasn't on John's card. But you know what's crazy? John just recently did a movie where he was like played like the overprotective dad, and he said it kind of gave him like, started to feel away. Like, hey, stop becoming a dad. You already married this lady. If you get this lady pregnant, Nikki finna crash the fuck out. Because I would too.
I mean, it's about how you are and where you are in life. And then listening to John's interview with Stephanie, he even admitted, he was like, I wasn't the best partner when I was in WWE and I was with Nikki. Anytime they needed me, I was gone. I didn't talk to her about it. I was just gone because I was married to the job. And it's about, and when it comes to men, you got to be in a mindset for that stuff. Or unless it happens by accident, and then you got to get ready for it. But if you can control it, then you control it to the best of your ability. And I feel like that's what he did. And so now that he's ready for it, if she crashed out a little bit, I wouldn't be mad. Or like I'd be understanding of it.
I wouldn't be mad either, because he made it seem like that was just a done deal. That's not happening. But I kept thinking to myself, like, John, you said that about marriage. His first marriage didn't work out. But then later on, you saw that Nikki is not like, your first wife. So you proposed to her. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe you have to change your heart about the kid thing. So now to hear about it, heck yeah, if I was Nikki Bella, I definitely would crash the hell out because what? Nikki wanted a kid so bad. Now you got a kid. Now you're a single mom. It's just nothing wrong with being single moms, but I'm pretty sure when you go into it, no woman is going into it thinking she's going to be a single mom.
No.
And it's just, I really wish it would have played out a little better for her on that end because I know how desperately she wanted marriage and to be a mom, but to what end? I don't know. I believe that after watching, because I used to watch Total Divas, that she really wanted it even more because you're twin. When you're twins and you're used to doing everything together, same with Jimmy and Jay, and it's always us. And then your twin falls in love. Okay, that's cool. You don't see her as much. But then Nikki fell in love too, with John. But now it's like my twin is getting married. So this is totally different. It's not just her boyfriend. They're getting married. Nikki was having a little rough time about that. Then they have a kid. It's fun being an aunt. Then it's like, we don't get to see my sister as much at all. Life is going on. Well, I want to be a mom too. Like, man, I can't even imagine. Because if you think about even with Jay and Jimmy and Naomi, a lot of Naomi did this video and it was funny. She's like, they be doing stuff, her and Jimmy, and Jay just pop up and it's like, it was like a video she put together of all the times he's done it, and it was like a third wheel thing. Like he's always there. Like so, who knows? I ain't gonna lie. I really wish Nikki Bella and John Cena could have made it work. But he seems happy with this new wife. He does. I see a glow in his face when he sees her and when she's at the shows really and he smile at her and blow kisses to her and all of that. He seems happy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about John Cena being happy. I don't like that he's the good guy again. I'm not happy.
Hell no.
Not happy that he went back to being a face.
Absolutely not.
Because it happened too quick for me, and it shouldn't have been Cody that made it happen. It should have been Truth that made it happen, and we saw Truth like on Friday, and he was like, "If you back, I'm back." Like, no, this is not how this was supposed to happen. This was supposed to be you and him getting this solved and situated, and then you go handle out the rest of the year. Like, this was not supposed to happen with Cody.
No, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't. And everybody already know how much I love John Cena. I'm going to rock with John Cena to the end of time, bad, good, and different. However, the only time in my life that I have ever been rooting for the other guy and rooting against John was face Truth, because I felt like that needed to happen, and Truth should have been that one that turned him back because he's his childhood hero. He's always looked up to John Cena, and not even just the storyline way, but even in in a professional sense of just respecting John and the history and the friendship that they do have with each other. He should have been the one to change him. It made sense now that I look back on it that John went bad. So did Truth. He cuts his hair off. He does it. John gets hair implants. Cuts his hair off. John is healed. Truth is healed. So when he decided, if you're back, I'm back, that did make sense, especially with the whole John look, and they were kind of mirroring each other because Truth did make a nice portion of his career about mimicking John Cena. So that made sense, but it would have made even better sense if no title on the line. But Truth and John in that match, if he would have been, and the match didn't happen so soon. The match shouldn't have happened as soon as it did. It should have happened later. I would have been cool with Truth continuing to jump John.
That should have been the consistent thing because we ain't seen Truth since
he got into it with Aleister Black.
Right, he got into it with Aleister Black like months, but that was like 2 months ago.
But when he got into it with Aleister Black, what was the reasoning? What was Truth doing?
Just beating up people because he wanted to? Oh, no, because he beat up Aleister's opponents. And he wanted John Cena to come out and fight him.
Yes. the common thing was still John. It was still
Yeah,
John. You walking around here, you still got me messed up, and I'm gonna beat up whoever until you get out here. So it still should have been some point where they crossed paths with each other, and Truth should have been the one. Okay, this is it. Like John, like this is the last time we're gonna have this match. Cool. And he was the one that kind of got through to him. And when Truth wins, John stands up. And if they would have did that whole mirroring thing, that now Truth to knock some sense into him, that would have been cool. And I think fans would have loved that because it's like he saved his hero. But Cody, first of all, Cody could have stayed gone. Cody been gone since WrestleMania. He could have pulled a Roman Reigns and just been gone. Like all the way until SummerSlam, all the way into Clash of the Castle, whatever it is, Cody should have still been gone. Cody coming back, just like he did. That's why I said, Cody, get the fuck. Just like he did with Roman Reigns. You lose at WrestleMania, then you want to come back the next WrestleMania and face him again. Like John said, you lose and you think, oh, what is your story? I want to finish the story. You lost and now you get to get the title again. No, John beat you. You got to start from the very bottom. The bottom. The whole, we finna get a tag team, John with Logan Paul, and
that should have never happened. That should
never.
Cody should have been gone, like you said, until SummerSlam, and that whole time it should have been Truth whooping his ass every opportunity he got until SummerSlam. It could have been SummerSlam. Him and Truth have that match, and then that's when the whole shift goes back, and then John goes back to be. Brock comes out, jumps him, and but okay, so let me keep going before I lose the train of thought. So that's when Brock comes out.
You want to roll?
Brock comes out, jumps him, and then that's when Cody comes out. If he wants to come out and try to save John from Brock or whatever, it doesn't matter. But John is back to being good because in that whole thing, R-Truth was been a bludgeon John, but then he saw what he was doing and he dropped the chair, and then they finished the match however they finished the match. John and him had that moment where they switched back to both being good. Brock comes out, drops John Cena. Now you got a heel against face John Cena. They go at it for however long that takes, and then by the end of the year, it's Cody versus John again, and then that's when we get a belt back, and that's how we finish all this out. But no, y'all just completely dropped the ball because you didn't use Truth after maybe June. Like we ain't seen him in months, and then you brought Brock out for what? And
I don't.
Then you got Cody in the title. So what's coming back for? Just to beat up John?
This makes no sense.
It's like, hey, this is your last year. I'm gonna beat your ass. Like what? What is this?
Even if Brock came out there and beat up both John and Truth, Brock has history with Truth too. It's funny, but he has history there too. He came out, and I think that he it was a segment where he was talking about throwing people over the top rope for the Royal Rumble, and he said he was going to throw him over too. He said, "You might be a big man, but you can go over that top rope too, Paul Heyman." And it's hilarious because Brock didn't know that's what he was going to say. So if they would have did it in that sense, like, okay, you John Cena, want to imitate me John Cena? Okay, beat John Cena tonight too. We'll take this at 5. I would have been cool with that. Completely cool with that. But this whole it should have been John pretending to be good, like he did on SmackDown, and Cody had that look. And
yes.
Decimating him at SummerSlam. And it's like, boy, ain't no none of that. Like,
because even in the match, John wasn't necessarily, the good guy. He wasn't cool. He was doing stuff. Like, he was vicious. Like, it wasn't like a.
But he said, usual. I want the real, and it made sense. I want the real John Cena. Well, people that are John Cena's fans know that when John back against the wall, when he's put in predicaments and matches like this, he's going to over-deliver. He's going to deliver all across the board. He's done that. His first brutal match was with JBL, an I Quit match for the championship. JBL just couldn't take John Cena beating him at WrestleMania 21. And, yeah, they had that I Quit match. John bloodied up, and he took the horns off JBL's limo, was finna crack him over the head with it, and JBL quit. He was like, I quit. So John could get brutal, but at the same time, this just doesn't. Could you see Brock as a good guy? Not a good guy, but a good guy as far as like, because we all know throughout the career, Randy wasn't a good guy. CM Punk was one all, a good guy. But to see the shift of them, like, bro, this is weird. Like, I know I'm not all the way good, but you turning heel, I would have been cool if Brock came back in that sense. It's like John said himself, Brock's biggest and toughest opponent, his biggest rival. So if he's like, bro, what's going on? I came back out of retirement to try to figure out what's going on with you right now. And it was that would have been so different. We're used to Brock coming in and beating up everybody. Yeah. Brock coming in using more of a compassion thing, like, I know you. I know you like I know me, and you doing this to ain't you, and trying to be yet another person to get the old John back.
If it was a what's that thing called when people have addictions and people show up and try to talk to them?
Intervention.
Yeah. So if it kept being a role of like different people coming in to try to intervene and John being who he was, that would be cool. That would be fine. Yep. I would have been fine with that. And Brock, he wouldn't even have to necessarily be a good guy. And honestly, you could play that role now because, we all know he has a daughter and he's been coaching her on how to do this shot put thing that she's doing. So he's like, even it could be the same thing with Randy saying, like, you need to have some kids. You need some, it'll soften you. I don't know what this is about you, but like, get it together. And that's how they fight. That would have worked too. But even still, Truth should have been at the epicenter of all of this until the end of the year.
I'm not trying to be one of those people because Lord knows he is one of my ultimate favorites. I'm not trying to be one of those people to ever bash Triple H and what he's been doing with the company, because he took the company and was able to take control and take it out of this controversy, everything that Vince did. And I don't want to say single-handedly, but it's kind of like, hey, doing what he got to do to make fans happy and do this big turnaround. But he has other people in there as well that makes decisions and has ideas and everything like that. I just feel like what he needs is more people in there, because I'm just thinking to myself, and you'll see that when you watch Unreal, you will see the writers is in there. But who's advocating for us? I wonder if that even came up, truth, at all. But you can't ignore something as big as, who thought that R-Truth was going to cut his hair on live TV? Who thought he was ever going to be healed like that? He's been a heel before, but healed like that, where it's like, bro.
And then we didn't even get to see it.
Y'all let us have this movement of we want truth. Y'all brought him back. Who? This is the reason why I wanted him back, this whole John Cena ordeal. So when he came back and he jumped him, it was like, yeah, that's justified. Like, yes, like, keep that going. I don't really understand it of why they thought that this wasn't going. The people already said we want him. And so why didn't y'all keep giving him to us?
It is not like y'all don't know how to give us what we want when we want it, because you gave us Truth back. So you knew we wanted him on some level, but then you stopped using him for what? And then
that's the thing. Why? Like, why would you stop using him after you knew that this is who we wanted back? This is who we wanted to see the center of all of this. It made sense. Y'all, they really fumbled the biggest heel turn since Hulk Hogan. They fumbled it. That was really equivalent to Hulk Hogan.
And me and you have been talking a lot about how I feel about Hulk Hogan back and forth.
Yeah.
That his heel turn, that is one of the two credits I'll give him. His heel turn was one of the best heel turns in all of wrestling. That is absolute truth. You cannot deny that. And right after that is John Cena, because we thought neither one of them would ever turn heel. And y'all fumbled this.
They were America's hero. Hulk Hogan was like America's, I'm a real American, I'm that. That was that. Red and yellow, that was him. So when he turned, no way nobody thought him coming out there, he was going to put the leg drop on Macho Man. No, because Hogan is for the people. He's one of us. So yeah, here comes the cavalry. That's how John has been his entire career with the kids, Make a Wish, everything. He's always been a good guy. And y'all give it to us, and the kids that us, our age, that we've been wanting John Cena to turn heel for a minute, but it's like, okay, we figured Johnson, it's not going to happen. It ain't happened all this time. This man didn't went and became a 16-time champion, and it never happened. So we just figured it's not going to happen. So when it did, it was like the sky is falling. It was like Pandora's box has been opened. Like, this is unheard of. And they did this. That was the biggest money-making shift. That was that time for WWE. Y'all had everybody in the palm of y'all hands when John Cena turned heel. That was perfect. All y'all had to do was go in there and just, okay, y'all bringing back all the old opponents. And it was making so much sense. All his old rivals. But the people that were heels in the past now trying to talk sense into John. The roles have been reversed. It just made sense. The build up for it. Right after he beat Cody, boom, here comes Randy. Then here comes, who was after Randy? Was it CM Punk? No, it wasn't. I'm trying to remember who was after Randy.
After Randy, it was Punk. Yeah.
It was Punk. So it was making sense of all these big rivals John has had to come up. And I always said, man, I wish Brock was here because that was one of his biggest that would have made sense. But me and you both were like, that's not going to happen with all the allegations that's going on. So we figured it never was going to happen. So to bring him back down again after John loses the belt made no sense because what are you attacking him for? Just
what are the stakes?
The South would say? Just for like riding the bike? Just I used to beat up some more. Like, nigga, what? Like this is some Debo.
If anything,
Debo type stuff.
If anything, that's hilarious because like I used to beat him up before. I can do it again before he leaves. Like that's hilarious, but like there's no story stakes in that.
There's no story stakes in it whatsoever. I don't understand what's going on. I'm watching, like I said, I just finished watching the SummerSlam with 2022 between when John fought Roman for the title and Roman retained, but Brock showed up. Well, Brock has a reason to show up because now it's like, you got the belt and you got my advocate. Okay, cool. But you got the belt. I'm not fighting you for Paul. I'm really fighting because you got the title. So that's what I'm coming at. Cool. John don't got the belt no more, so I don't understand what's the purpose coming out there. I mean, he bypasses Cody, who has the belt, who also was an ass that Brock had whooped multiple times. But I bypassed Cody to go and fight John. Now, I know that Triple H did say that this was John Cena's story. John said he wanted Brock back to be a part of his retirement tour, and I totally respect that. And I think that if it was anybody else, Brock wouldn't have. But because they have such a huge history with each other, they both were in OVW. They both debuted the same year. Like, matter of fact, Brock debuted a little bit before John Cena, a few months before. But him, Randy, so it was John, Randy, Batista, and Brock that all debuted during that course of 2002. They all were in OPW together, fighting each other, all of that building up their characters. So I get why John wanted Brock to be there. Okay. Losing the belt just don't, it just doesn't make sense. And y'all saw they was booing him. They booed him on Friday. They've been booing Cody since he's returned. They already booed him at WrestleMania. Matter of fact, they've been booing him ever since before John even got the belt. They was booing him at the build-up.
It's time for him to go ahead and be a heel. It's time.
They already said on our TikTok they have no
plans to make that happen.
No plans to turn him heel.
Just do it.
Do
it. Y'all been hinting at it since January when he dropped Kevin Owens on his head. Y'all have been hinting at it that Cody has a dark side. Y'all hinted at it when CM Punk and him had that conversation. Go ahead and do it. We want it. I know Cody wants to be a generational babyface, and that's kind of why he just left AEW, and there might be other stuff too, but for the most part, we all think that you wanted to be a babyface, and the company didn't want you, so whatever. And you want to be a babyface with the championship. On the Indies, you were You were a heel. We're the best or one of the best ones. Just go ahead and do it. And at this point, you have more experience in
Even
being
before,
a heel.
but even before the Indies, Cody has a history of being heel. Even in WWE, you
That's
were a
true.
heel when you were with Legacy. You were a heel when you were dashing Cody Rhodes. You were a heel when you broke your nose and you felt like you were the ugly Cody. Like you've been a heel before. But again, I think that he's been a heel more than he's been a face. So I think right now, because of John leaving, because they want him to be the next John Cena,
They
it's
want
like
somebody in that
that
role. They want,
you
but
need an ultimate baby face because it's not going to be Roman. It was never going to be Roman. Triple
well,
H said it in Unreal. He said that Roman is not a
he can't
heel,
be.
nor is he a face. It's like he said that Roman is that rare person that is kind of like he can just adapt. He's
He's
neither
him.
or. He's just him. And you don't got a lot of stars that can be that. It's like you a face of a heel. Well, Roman ain't neither.
And okay, let me
Roman is
ask you
Roman.
this. Let me ask you this. We've had major baby faces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hulk Hogan is like the A tier. That's the end all be all first one that we can think of. Then after
Mm-hmm.
that, Stone Cold, but technically he ain't a babyface. He's him, just like Roman.
Yes,
So after that, then we get John Cena. John Cena is the ultimate babyface.
yes.
Then we get Roman, which is him again. And now
Not a baby face,
y'all
not a
try,
heel.
it's like they trying to do it in cycles so we get an ultimate babyface, and y'all trying to make Cody the ultimate babyface. And for the most part, Cody is the ultimate babyface.
Yeah.
But why? You can do so much more as a heel than you can a babyface. It can only be so much story you have as a babyface.
Yeah, but you got to think. It's kind of like when Cody came back, the way that the you got them making little kid Cody jackets. You got the kids just crying when they see him. The whole crowd they sing his song and everything like that. So Cody being a babyface doesn't upset me. Be a babyface. He's a perfect babyface. It's it's about like John said, just let it be authentic. And I think that's what John was trying to pull out of Cody in the ring. The same he tried to do to Roman. Pretty much F what they're saying in the back. Because the people in the back are in this ring. They're not out here with these people. You're trying to be me. Because in so many words, what they're saying to you is, well, John was this, blah, 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 and he's leaving, so he's might have filled those shoes. I need you to be yourself. And John was like, you don't even know who that is because you keep trying to be what they think you should be. You're too perfect. You're too polished. You're too. That whole promo was so well done. And it was so perfect that only John Cena can do it. Because in a way, it was like, I'm going to rip you down. Everything that you do, everything you are, I'm going to rip that apart. And I'm trying to really appeal to you, Cody Runnels, the person. This character that you're building, yeah, it's okay. But like you said, this is just enough, it's just mediocre. And it's like, it's enough to trick these people these days. John, like, if you trying to be that, you gotta put your foot down sometimes because I'm pretty sure people in the back, like, they wanted me to be a heel, but you gotta be able to stand up for yourself. I think what he was trying to say, stop being a yes man. And so many words he was trying to get through to him. Stop being a yes man. I just started watching John and Roman's whole build up. I watched it yesterday, all yesterday. And you already know the infamous promo they did when he told Roman, I'm still here because you can't do your job. I said, I wonder if there's some other ones like that. And it was that I never knew because during that time, I would keep up with John Cena's matches, but I wasn't really paying attention to who he was really facing. I knew who Roman was. Oh, he's from the Shield. Okay, whatever. But when I go back and look at him, John had other promos after. Matter of fact, he had two promos before that he pretty much was telling Roman, like, you saying that you the guy, prove it. Like, you can't come out here when John was getting him on the mic. Roman's being emotional. Can't be emotional. You gotta be smart. You gotta be out here. You gotta be calculated. All of that. He was pretty much giving him the steps. The guy is this. The guy is that. The guy is this. You need to be that. But when they say I'm gonna put a rocket on you, I'll make you the face, it's kind of like, okay, cool. Like, I'm gonna be just like John Cena. Okay, that was the ultimate. He did this, so now I gotta, you know, do this by the book and do all of it. No,
And
be you.
and every single wrestler that has been good, like that people have said are undeniably good with their character work and everything. They're good in the ring, but they're also themselves. Because
Yes.
I watched all of Roman's documentary that he had recently. I want to say it was before he lost the title at Mania.
Yep. I seen that one.
That one when he was like, we have to come up with the tribal chief character. He's like, I just want to be like, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be me. I'm going to talk how I talk. I'm going to move how I move. I have to be me. I want to be acknowledged, and that's how they got the acknowledge me thing. And it's like all of them said, I have to be myself, just turned up just a little bit. So if you're not doing that, why not? If you have no personality, I don't know how you got it. You clearly have some type of personality to be here. But if you don't
Yeah.
have a personality, that would be hard. But I think Cody has personality, but Cody's personality is politician. That's all this is right now, because that's all I feel every time he talks is politics.
He's scared. You know when I believe Cody's real person came out, I'm gonna be completely honest, you might hate it, but I don't care. When he was Stardust. I felt like it was more character in Stardust than it ever was in this person that Cody Rhodes is now. Because when I look at interviews and like the same you said he did with Kevin Owens, and I saw clips from that. I saw clips of Cody being silly and goofy and to crack a joke and you know be a little funny or whatever. Even when I would see stuff between him and Brandy backstage and Cody's just being silly. That's you. That's you. But it's like when you come out here, you figure again, politician. Yes. And it's like you think that is a champion. A champion is supposed to. I got to be more toned down. I got to be this. Yeah, you do. But think about it. Look at the people that you're back there listening to. You got Triple H. You got Bruce Pritchard. You got oh, what is his name? What is his name? What is his
Nick
name? No. Nick will never know. No.
I said Nick Khan.
No.
That's why I'm just you said I'm just naming people in the back. I don't know. Hey, you keep talking. You keep talking. I'm gonna go get me some water real quick. You keep talking.
Okay. So they had Michael Hayes, and Michael Hayes was a part of the Fabulous Freebirds, and with Bruce Pritchard, which I didn't know at the time, which is shocking to me. I'm surprised I didn't know as much knowledge as I have on wrestling. That he was Brother Love, and with Triple H being the character that he is, all three of those guys play characters. So Triple H, Paul Levesque playing Triple H, Bruce Pritchard being Brother Love, and Michael Hayes, you know, being Michael Hayes from the Fabulous Freebirds. They all have been characters on TV. None of those characters were sharp and polished all the time. Triple H was with DX. Triple H was like controversial and he could sit there and crack a joke and the whole like DX was all comic. But he was himself. It was literally themselves turn up 10. Like themselves. Like Stone Cold was himself. Like turn up 10. Yes, I do like to curse and drink beer. All I got to do it on the job. Okay, cool. Roman Reigns. Y'all want me to play the tribal chief, but I really am the tribal chief in my family. Like there's a hierarchy, and I'm a part of that. Oh, I get to bring it to television. Cool, I'm just gonna be me. The Usos really are falling in line because that's how it is in our family. The Rock is the high chief. Like we all, this is real, but it's like we're bringing it. This Mulapala, this is real. I do have to wear this, but we're bringing it to TV. All of that just made sense. I already know where you're going. Shut up. Shut up. Because we're not about to even go into Bronson Reed and the shoe of Fowler. It's not real. Okay?
It is. It is.
I don't even know who you are anymore. I don't. I was brushing my teeth this morning. I said, I sure claim that he's a Roman Reigns fan. But every time Roman shoes get jacked, he just be cracking up like it's just the funniest thing ever.
Hey.
Instead of being furious like
I
would never.
Hey, man.
Probably, I would never laugh at your expense. I acknowledge you all day.
Hey, look. It's ones all day. However,
No, man, no.
Whenever a heel decides to take somebody else's stuff, that is always going to make me laugh because you call him a bitch without calling him a bitch, and that is hilarious.
I don't like that. It's not hilarious. I'm not a bit. I don't
Because
like
it was funny when Drew McIntyre took CM Punk's bracelet. That was hilarious.
that was not funny.
That was
You are
hilarious.
great. You know what?
He
You know
deboed
what?
them.
You know what? And as much as I love a good heel, you get on my no, no. When Drew did that, I thought that was a very sad thing. I thought it was real funny when CM Punk put them beans down his throat. That was funny.
That was funny
So I
too.
can't wait to see what Roman finna do to Bronson. I want him to catch Bronson off guard like the Rock used to do back in the day when we used to catch GX members one by one and just whoop them backstage. Bow, just whoop them by himself until he got to Triple H. That's what he got to do.
Because if he fight Bronson, right, they gotta bring the shoes into the equation. Every pair of shoes that Bronson has took off the Roman, they gotta be used in some way to whoop Bronson's ass. They gotta be.
I don't know. They got to take something from Bronson. They got to do something, and it has to be directly towards him. Like just Roman and Bronson. Braun Breaker, let him have, I don't know, out for the night or something. Jay whoop him, something like that. But Bronson Reed needs to get his, and so does Paul Heyman. Since you want to walk around with the Paul Heyman, you so obsessed with Roman Reigns, you want to walk around with his shoes around your neck. You crazy. So it's like, you know what? Nobody got time for this. So I can't wait until see how Brock, because you can. Don't tell me that he's just back to John Cena. At some point, I hope that they cross paths again, him and Paul, and I hope that he cross paths with the new Paul Heyman guy, Seth Rollins.
I do want to say that I want to say Paul said that Brock is back for the time being. Like it's not just for John Cena, but we don't know for real. So
I hope so.
I do hope. I want to see what Brock does moving forward because I need to see how all of this transpires because I need to see how this all fits within the John Cena thing and then what happens beyond that because we can have him and Roman have a clash again. We can have Brock and Seth have a clash again. Like there's stuff to pull from. So
oh yeah, sure, yeah, definitely. And I can't wait to be a witness to see all of that because when Brock shows up, Paul gonna, wet himself. Definitely gonna shit the bed. And I can't wait to see it because when he had showed up this last time, when he returned at SummerSlam when Roman was with Paul, Paul's face was like his spirit left his body. I didn't see that again. The same way when Roman had showed up this week. Yeah, this past week on Raw. Paul's face was just like perfect. Like, oh, he's here. I need that. I need that. But it was the segment. It was everything when it went off air and CM Punk and Roman exchanging a few words, and Roman unpolitely called CM Punk an old bitch, and I thought that was hilarious because he like, nigga, I came out here when I came out here, you and LA Knight were laid out. Lay it out. Like it's two of y'all. Lay it out. I came out here socking everybody. Like by myself. And you gonna tell myself, oh, I came out too late. What? Man, he said, you don't know about no hard work. Old ass bitch. Oh,
see, that's why Roman is me and I am Roman, because I would have said this shit.
I had to rewind it a few times, like, Roman, chill. Like, now you just have to show up. Couldn't show it up quicker. Roman, what? I just got my shoes taken down. I'm finna come at you. Now it was like, what are you talking about? You don't know nothing about no hard work. You don't know about nothing about putting that time in. Old ass bitch. What can you say after that? What can you say? He just called you an old bitch. Everybody caught it on camera. It was hilarious. Hilarious. But I really feel like these three are going to have to work together in some type of capacity because even though I didn't understand why LA Knight showed up because he's on SmackDown, but even though, LA, I guess he'll make some appearances on there, I feel like it's going to be those three against Seth and his two, like those three. at some point. I don't know why Jay wasn't there. Maybe he just wasn't there that night. But I was waiting for Jay to come out to help do something. Just where were you? And the whole time Jay was there. I just thought about it. Jay was there because I took pictures and I was gonna post it and say, "Oh, you backstage japping it up." But I forget what celebrity was there that night on Monday. But Jay backstage taking pictures and japping it up with them. I said, "But you couldn't go out there to go help Roman, you dirty animal." Let me go look. Who pictures?
So
Who
yeah,
was he with?
like
He
you,
made me mad. He made me so mad because I'm like, yo, cause
and then is Roman going to be there for the time being? Because I know he still got to shoot.
Method Man. It was Method Man because Method Man was there on Monday.
Now,
Jay backstage.
I understand that you dapping it up with Method Man.
Good.
Go help Roman.
And this is after the show. This is after the show because Method Man was out there when it happened to Roman. He was in the audience. So
That's why they took your title. That's why they took your title. That's why. This is why. This right here. Ain't focused.
You know, he spoke on that. He spoke on that too.
I know.
Spoke on, yeah. So it's like, yeah, man, you supposed to be out there handling business, and you backstage kicking it with the slick with the other stuff.
And then okay, him speaking on him losing the title because he said that he stopped working as hard, right? That's what he said.
Yeah.
Did you though? Because it felt like you were still decent when we was looking at you. Unless that trip up that he did on that rope was real, but it felt like they was using that as a story point.
They were using it as a story point because he wasn't champ yet. But
right. Okay.
The one he wasn't champ yet. But it wasn't just that. That's why I say definitely watch Unreal because it shows that, yeah, you the champ. That's why when they would say Roman's on vacation, Roman like, no, I'm not. It's other stuff that he's doing for WWE. This is why Roman is still the top dude. That they need him. I need to go here, promote this, do that, all the other stuff. While we're watching Raw or whatever segment, Roman out there, Roman's still working. So it was everything that comes with that was going on with Jay. Yeah, he's showing up to the shows, but it's everything outside of that comes with being the face and being the champion. Like John said that it's a lot, that it's heavy. I remember Cody saying it even to his wife, like, yeah, you got to get up early to go do this, go do that. All this other stuff you're running around doing. So it's like, Jay, if you already, the regular schedule, you just show up to wrestle, cool. But the champ schedule, oh, baby, you probably the first one there and the last one to leave because you're the champ. And you got stuff that needs to be handled. So that probably was a lot for him to be able to take in. I mean, Roman has been there a few times. He's been the champ before. I think him being the tribal chief, this persona and this champ is easier because it's like I've been here already. But before, this is Jay's first time at the dance. Before, it's like if we in the interview, he could transfer off between me and my brother. Or when we for Bloodline, Roman's doing all the talking. I'm just standing in the back. Yeah, we're getting recognition, but I'm not the face. So now it's like I'm by myself, and I have to be the face. Not only do I have to uphold myself as being a champion, you do need to go into the performance center and work out more and do better moves because you want it to be believable when you're in that ring that you're dominant in issues. Like you gotta prove that. You gotta be sharp. So I think that's when the ring took it off of him because regardless of it, Gunther was always sharp. Gunther ain't missed a step. Gunther get in that ring, that bell rings, and it's over with for you. He ain't playing no games. And that's what Jay needed to be. Jay was still fighting like he was a tag team person. And Jay was still fighting like he was going to be like not even the Intercontinental Champion because I felt like Braun Breaker took that title to a different height. That you really got to step up to be the IC champ. Dom
is just being hilarious with it. He's good, but he's being hilarious.
He's being hilarious, but I'm going to say something. Might be too popular when it comes to the ring. I feel like Dom got more than Jay do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dom is just
I think also that also stems from the fact that one, like, okay, I'm not gonna say it's family related because both of them are family prodigies or whatever.
And then it's just
not even prodigy, they just got family. But
it's one person with Dom, it's just great.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was gonna say. To your point, because they got a couple of people in Rey Mysterio, but only I digress. Rey Mysterio,
Rey Mysterio Senior, Rey Mysterio Junior, Dominic Mysterio. He's a third generation superstar, but Rey Mysterio Junior, did more than what his dad did. So
no,
it's
that was
like
his uncle.
Yeah, that was his uncle. So it's like he did more than what his uncle did. But it's like with Jay, you have a long lineage.
You got a long lineage, but to your point when you were saying that he was a tag team wrestler, so he didn't have to do as much, so he didn't broaden his horizons as much. Dominic had to because it's just him. So I feel like that's the one thing he had over Jay. Plus, he is younger. That's the other thing. Jay is about to be 40. I know like they in wrestling they've managed to have longevity now because they're not taking as like risky bumps and stuff and all of that stuff. But it's coupled with the fact that you're about to be 40. You didn't really expand your move set that much, and you just wasn't ready for it yet.
I ain't gonna say that about the whole back to be 40 because Cody is in his 40s and look at him in the ring, and then even look at a few of them in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
30s and 40s is your prime.
That is
because, and as long as Jay been in it, Jay, you've been here for like 15 years,
but how much? A lot of them have put themselves in their best shape now. Is Jay necessarily in his best shape? He's in good shape. He's in the shape that I would want to be in. I ain't necessarily in good shape. I'm getting there, but he ain't in the best of shape.
Yes, he is. Nothing back on it from his debut. How him and Jimmy used to be. They were bigger. Like bigger.
But just because you slim down don't necessarily mean like your cardio and all that stuff is decent. It's just you're slimmer.
But my thing is this, but that's where they coming at. You need to get better. Look at Roman being in his 40s and he did this whole tribal chief thing. Roman is in that gym always. Jay, you be like posting and then like on his Instagram and on his like social media that you every other place. I need you in the gym. I need you to be there. Like
that's the other thing. That's y'all literally get paid to be in the gym. You know I would love to be paid to be in the gym.
Do you know that Roman did a whole freaking interview while he was working out in the gym? That's why Roman is who he is. Jay should have been taking notes. You literally had
the playbook.
You had the playbook. That's like an artist that's signed to Jay-Z. Signed to somebody that's huge. And it's kind of like, I'm going to bring you along with me, whatever it is I'm doing. Matter of fact, somebody that's I'll say that's active right now. Chris Brown. If it's a singer, a male singer, Chris is bringing him along on tour, everything. You're seeing everything. But you're not doing nothing with it. You just there to, we get the money and the women and we enjoying it. You just there to enjoy the ride. That's what Jay was doing. Like, with Roman, like, you should have been, you had it all. The Rock is your cousin. Rikishi is your dad. You had every single connection and everything right there, my dude. Like, you should have been.
Jacob.
But
have you seen Jacob before?
But look at Jacob though. Jacob come from a different call. Jacob came from I had to call and straps for what I've been through because it's like I'd have been locked up. I had to, get to where I'm at kind of on my own a little bit and scratch and claw to get it. Jay had everything, not handed to him.
Right, but you had the playbook. You had the play like it was like list after list. Do this. You had all this in front of you.
And Roman is the first person to see it. So when the whole thing came about, Roman is the one that pitched that to them. Yeah, they wanted to put Roman with Paul. But Roman was like the whole bloodline thing. It was like, give me my cousins. Because, of course, you want to uplift your family. And it's like, I see the potential in them. Let me help them make them great and memorable. And now these two are the longest reigning tag team champions in history. Yes. But it's like he named Jay right hand for a reason.
And let me say this real quick. I want to talk about how when Roman was talking to Paul about how Paul trying to take credit for the bloodline. And Roman was like, you try to take credit for this. This is something God did, and there was no pop. That pissed me off. Y'all not gonna pop
really
God.
Pissed me off. It pissed me off
there was no pop
because I'm like, is that it was real, but that was such a deep line that he
It
said because
was.
it was real. Like you didn't have any credit for the bloodline. Like I took you in into the island of relevancy because your beast had left. So it's like, yeah, we helped each other, but this whole bloodline thing, this is man. When he said this guy's work,
And there was no pop. I'm like, y'all not gonna pop the guy. That's what we do around here.
that's crazy. That's
You
okay. No, that's
heathens.
okay.
Heathens,
It's
all
okay
of you.
because when the day comes, the day of reckoning comes. Oh, y'all don't want to pop. He gonna bring that up. I went back to Roman. And man, y'all don't want to pop for me then. Cause I'm just like, ooh, Roman speaking that truth tonight. Like, yes, I don't. This whole, and I've been going back and forth. I don't know if you're paying attention. It's a post I have put up on our TikTok page about Roman being still the main guy. But people were so focused on the picture that I needed them to focus also on the caption because, yeah, and the picture is showing Roman standing outside the ring on last Monday before he hopped in there with Seth. Um, and my caption, I'm pretty much was saying that Roman and Seth are the two top guys right now. Seth holding the world title. Roman is now on Raw. So automatically, Seth holding that title puts that title as the number one title now. It's like this is the one that Roman's going to want to go after. These are the top two guys in the business. Cody has the belt, but there was no. There was no.
That's the
It
B
was
title
more
now.
of a. That's the big title. It was more of a pop for when Seth cashed in. Because now it's like, oh, I know they finna cook with this. Roman's back. And because, Roman wanted him there in the first place, it's like, oh, we finna get this for real. Because it has to end with those two. It does. It has to end with those two. And I really hope that this rivalry carries out all the way into WrestleMania, please. Because it's so much history between them. And we need to figure out who's the better man. Because both of them bring something special to the business, but these are our two heavy hitters.
Remember when I said that SmackDown was feeling like the A show because of everything that was popping off and all this stuff? And now Raw is the A show again. And
I
it's
was back there. Yeah.
because you got Roman, you got Punk, you got Seth and his group, who now finally has a name, which I'm okay with, but it ain't the best name in the world. It's the Vision. That's literally their name. We're the Vision.
The
He said
Vision.
it. The Vision.
I don't like it.
This is the Vision. That's what he said. Remember? That's their
I
name.
thought he was saying that because he's a visionary.
No.
I don't really like it, but okay, it have to grow on me. I'm pretty sure this is no, their game. Well, I guess because when I'm thinking about it, I have to think about Seth is, who Seth's mentor, who he was under, and he was under Triple H. When Triple H came out with Evolution, that makes sense. Evolution. You're seeing the beginning, you're seeing the middle, and you're seeing the blueprint of it all, Ric Flair. So it was like the evolution of those guys. I guess the vision makes sense because you got to think about Seth being this visionary, and we're talking about the future of the business. So you got Seth right now as the vet. You got these two guys. It's like the new, the new faces. Well, the future faces of the company, and then you got Paul Heyman there too as being, the old head, the wise man, whatever. I don't like that it's called the Oracle. That's weird. I just hear oral, and automatically I get nasty thoughts. I just don't like hearing it. I feel like the wise man was the best choice for him because, yeah, they could have came up with something else. But
I get it within the context of what this group is supposed to be. It's just supposed to be like somebody who sees the future of the business. I got Bronson Reed, I got Braun Breaker, I got me, I got Paul Heyman who can help make a way for that future. So it makes sense to call him the Oracle, but I get what you're saying.
I just feel like the name Division, they could have definitely put more effort into that. I only say that because Seth's one of his lines, he calls himself the visionary, and y'all didn't have no ideas. That's a division. Y'all could have did better. But is it me, or is, again, comparing him to Triple H and Evolution, but this is giving me those type of vibes. Seth is giving me 2003 Triple H, ruthless by any means. I'm out here trying to. He's giving that. I'm getting that vibe from him, and having the world heavyweight title just like Triple H on Raw, and it's like they just took over.
I think
Like
that's
I'm
always
getting
been the plan.
that. Yeah, I'm getting that, but I'm also now that is on Raw. I mean, Roman is on Raw. It's giving Rock Rock. Even though Roman has Jay, he's basically by himself, like how Rock was going against Triple H all the time. Triple H and Rock reminds me of this version of Roman and Seth right now. It's giving those type of vibes. Like, man, they're both two of the greatest ever, and they had such a long history with each other. But I think that their storyline is bigger in a little bit just because
Without a doubt.
who Roman and Seth?
I said without a doubt. It's bigger.
Yes, yes, because of they have it's like the from the Shield to the betrayal to the it's all to the
This is the longest
rebirth
feud.
of the Shield.
This is the longest feud I can think of.
This is the longest feud to me in wrestling history. I don't know who's feuded longer. I mean, you've had Triple H but they didn't feud forever. Like trying to think who had a longer feud than them, I can't think of it. If I really sit there and I can't. They've been feuding for over decades.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said for 10 plus years, yeah. And I can't think of nobody else who might have had that. Maybe Hogan and Macho Man.
Maybe. Maybe. But yeah, I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that. But then because yeah, I guess you could say that. But this feud is like, but Hogan and Macho Man were never a group. They were like everything that happened between the Shield, the betrayal, and everything. Everybody knew that that was birthed for the Tribal Chief, the betrayal, all of that for him to pretty much say to get everybody. I don't trust nobody. All of that. Even with Seth, he changed after that, being with the Authority, and then the rebirth of the Shield, and then they broke up again, and then it's so much, and the fact that CM Punk is back and he's even in that, seeing as how the Shield were created to be mercenaries for CM Punk. That's why I love this, and this is why right now they're definitely the flagship show. Now that Roman is back, is on Raw, everything is complete.
And everything is better on Raw.
Everything is better.
For whatever reason, now all of a sudden everything on Raw is better than.
But yeah, you know
majority
why?
of SmackDown.
Why?
Because Roman's there.
Because the Tribal Chief is in the field. That's why I say that I don't care what nobody say. People can argue up there. He ain't got the title. He not the face. Everything rolling around Roman. He said this from the get go. It's just wherever he's at, that's where the party is. Like,
and
yeah, you may be wearing other gear, but at the end of the night, when he's in, because people say, oh, well, he be getting announced that he's going to be there, so that's why, duh, and that's putting asses in seats, and that the whole night, this is you looking up, anticipating, waiting for him to come out, because I'm telling you, that was me back in April. I've never seen him in person. I lost my freaking top. I was just like, is he coming? Is he coming? I saw him on the screen. I'm like, that's the coming cop. Soon as he came out, he coming out. That music hit. My wands stayed in the air until my arm got tired. The crowd was deafening for him. It was like there's no bigger aura. CM Punk has aura.
Mania was crazy.
Man, look, I can only imagine. CM Punk has aura, no doubt. Seth Rollins has aura, but I'm saying as far as like, ain't nobody. I didn't see nobody yelling out for Seth Rollins in the middle of people matches or calling for him. Between CM Punk and Roman, those to me are two top aura guys in the company, period. They chanted for CM Punk in matches in segments that has nothing to do with CM Punk. Roman too, OTC. What? Y'all be chanting for OTC and he ain't even on this show. But it's like those two have the biggest aura, but Roman and Seth are the top guys right now. I ain't even gonna put Cody up in that because I and they know it. They know it. If Roman, Seth, and since he's still here before he retires, John Cena. Those you three guys right now. That's
And
top.
honestly, if we're being honest, I want somebody to be in that main spot, and it's the guy that put Cody through a table. X
I'm
Factor.
cool with that. I'm cool with that because I feel like how is he going to come back? What is his comeback? First of all, his comeback's going to be amazing. Second, when is he going to come back? I can see it happen at the Royal Rumble.
Like, who are you talking
Um,
about?
Kevin Owens. What are
No,
you talking?
I was talking about Drew when he kicked Cody through the table
Wait, what are you talking about?
on SmackDown when Drew kicked Cody through the
Oh
table.
yeah. Well, for one, you already know it's gonna be more eyes on this match than it's because of Drew. Remember what we said? Remember what we said about Cody before he lost the title to Cena? This is around the time. This is the whole year, I think, after, before when he beat Roman, and we were saying like Cody in the ring, he brings it, but at the same time, he's as interesting. He's only interested because of who he's facing. I feel like AJ Styles was the reason why I was hyped for that match because AJ was in the match. Like he had to pull that out of Cody. Like Cody is as good in the ring or on the mic as good as his opponent is, but you have to put him against somebody that has that aura and that ability to do that. Like Drew, to me, this is also, I don't want to say long storytelling, but Drew has been telling him, Cody, I want you to win at SummerSlam. I want you to beat John Cena. He said this months back, he wanted this to happen, but he only wanted it to happen because he don't want to fight John. He want to beat you. You slipping. You sleeping on him. And that was Drew's words when it went off air and he's leaving. He said, I told you. He said, I told his dumb ass. I told him, well, I want him to win, yes, so I can beat him. Drew, I'm rooting for you 100%. I really hope that you win because you deserve it. But this is going to be amazing because of Drew. Drew and CM Punk was great because both of them are amazing. Cody is still boring to me.
And,
And if they made him heel, maybe he'll be interesting.
and that's what I'm
But I'm
saying.
sick of it.
I want Drew to be in that conversation because, in terms of top people, like you said, it's Seth, it's Roman, it's CM Punk, and John Cena for the time being. Drew has
Yep.
that star power. He has it. He needs to be up there with them. And the only way to do that is to give him that title.
Yeah, I guess that is true. I guess that is true. And I'm cool with you getting the title because it's long overdue in the first place. I mean, granted, it is on record that he did get a championship, even though Damian Priest came out and cashed in on him. It's still on record that that was still a title reign that's under his belt. The same with CM Punk. That's he still is, You know what's crazy now that I think about it? Seth Rollins is so freaking upset with CM Punk, man. CM Punk was a 5-time world champion before he beat Gunther for the title. So it made him 6. Same with Seth Rollins. He was tied with CM Punk as 5-10 champ. Then you came out there and you cashed in and now you're 6. It's kind of like it's weird because I've heard CM Punk say it before, but now it's like your CM Punk was like his idol or person that he looked up to. And then now you think that you surpassed them or whatever it is. You're angry because he left and you needed him and you haven't let that go. So in a way, it's like you're trying to not trying to be him, but accomplish anything he's accomplished. Like it's crazy and it's funny and it's wild, but it's definitely giving shades of. And it's because I just watched the match, Seth Rollins versus Edge, and Edge. It was so much comparison during the whole promo video building up to the SummerSlam match. Of he was saying that I'm better than you. That's what Seth Rollins was saying. And Edge is like everything you did, I already did it. Like I did it first. You came behind trying to copy me. So they was like, this championship, Edge won it. This championship, Edge won it. It was that. It was like the whole, yeah, but with CM Punk, it's more personal because this started way before Seth even became a WWE superstar. This started when this dude was 16 and CM Punk trained him for free. Train that man. You my son. Like I birthed you. Like what? And then again, you got in the business and you came in with the shield, the mercenaries for me, and it was great. And then I leave. Like, oh, and I get it. When your idols become your rivals. But CM Punk looked like, I mean, Seth Rollins took this personally for real in real life, like as a blow. And I get it because it's like if you grew up and this man trained you and got you in the business and you grew up watching him and he's one of your idols and he just leaves. And he was saying how he was calling him and he wasn't answering. And CM Punk's in a dark place because he wasn't talking to nobody. But Seth is the one that just took it to heart. The other ones understood because Cody was one of them. That he like, okay, probably just need that. And he, Seth they in the forgiving mood. And in a way, which is crazy, is the way that they say that Roman turned like this because of what Seth did to him. It's kind of like Seth turned into who he was because of what CM Punk did. He left. And that hurt. And I can't wait until they, if they do, ever touch base on that on television because clearly these two, even though they have to work together on TV, they do not like each other. Like theirs is probably one of the ones where I'm like, when they say this will work, this will work. I don't really know what to say about these two because there's some real life issues. They've said some harsh things on interviews, on podcasts to each other before CM Punk even returned. Like Seth is calling him out, like I want to match him. Talk with his ass. Like
at this point, if they still beefing for real, this is crazy. Like at this point, y'all should have buried the hatchet. So, like,
I don't know, man.
I know that some people don't like each other, but they can do great business. Like it's been documented that people have done that. But it's like at this point, y'all still hate each other. Come on.
No, man. Because if it gets deeper than it, I get it because it's like we don't know, especially things that have been said about it. I don't know what happened to the airports or on planes or backstage in the locker room, but y'all just said some stuff. And yeah, you put it aside because we got to go ahead and make money together. But I really hate this dude. Like, I know from superstars, even when I watched as a kid, that couldn't stand each other. But if they still hate each other, I can believe it. I can honestly, I can definitely believe it, and I can see it. Man, I would just love for them just to talk because they're so much more alike than they are similar. I just think that it's a lot of it's so personal that there are hurt feelings involved. And I think that as a man, they don't want to say my feelings were hurt because you don't want to sound like the bitch. But I believe that Seth really was. I mean, when I look at CM Punk and I think about what CM Punk was to me growing up, Punk is the reason I got, oh my God, sorry. Whew. When we talk about Punk, talk about like punk rock and stuff like that. Lita was the first person to introduce me to that and to not be put into a box and to just be me unapologetically as a girl growing up and being in school around boys and they talking about it. I was afraid to say I like wrestling, but then I wasn't. And then, you get picked on or made, fun of because it's like that. Like it was rare. It was rare to hear, but they gave me that confidence. To me, Lita was my inner person. She gave me that boost. That's why every single game I have, it was like I had to create my character and I made her to look just like her. It was like she gave me that enough that I wanted to dress like her and just be like that. My mom was just like, no, always trying to make me girly. No, whatever. I would cut up my shirts and get the mesh and all of that. CM Punk is the reason why I got this was my first piercing in my lip. I got it when I was in college. My mom said I could not get any piercings while I was in her house. Again, I said, well, technically, I'm not in the house. I'm in school in the dorms. But I remember seeing CM Punk. He was the champ at this time. I was watching it in my friend Kevin's dorm. And I'm like, hey, there goes CM Punk. And he did a segment, him and AJ Lee. I'm looking at his lip, and I'm just, want that. Like, CM Punk got it, so it's cool. So I want that. And I got it. And he just gave a different type of confidence that I needed back then, as far as just believing in myself and betting on me. So if he did that for me as a fan, I can only imagine what he did for Seth Rollins as this man who trained you, who looked up to him, and he's been there. Think about if right now into the business and you're under the tutelage of Roman, and you're not just he's training you, but Y'all going out to eat, y'all traveling together, y'all like, hey man, come ride with me. And you doing all that, and you're building this bond and this friendship, and then you come to work one day and they tell you, yeah, Roman quit. Even with all the time you got scared before your matches, and Roman tucks you behind the curtains, and yeah, you got this, and he's been that mentor and that friend to you, and they leave. I can understand why there was a big chip on Seth Rollins' shoulder, because people like CM Punk. I think at the time they don't realize the type of special people that they are. Until later they got to grow, and he had to learn that. But at the time, CM Punk had such a knowledge for wrestling that he was so perfect. He really was best in the world when it came to that. So he instilled a lot in Seth. So I can get why Seth would still be angry, because it's like, I don't know what Seth went through, dark places he went through at that time after Punk left. Seth probably looked back on it like, I probably wouldn't have went through those spaces, stuff I went through, if you never would have left. But you did. And yeah, I'm at a better place in my life now, but it's hard to forget about that. And it's hard to let that go. And you want me to just open arms, welcome you back like everybody else decided to see you. No, I'm not. I'm angry because at first I couldn't even see you. You weren't answering calls, none of that. And then you went to another company and you bashed this company where I work. And I'm trying to work my hardest that this company doesn't go under, and everything you saying, we're trying to counter, attack you. That no, that's not true. All of that. I spent 10 plus years doing that. Then you come back to this company and think I'm supposed to accept you? No. So if they are still beefing in real life, I get it. I just really want them to just talk and just put it out there. And I hope they get to a point where they can bury the hatchet, because when they out there in that ring, you can't tell me that ain't real what they saying. You can feel that is, yeah, it's still some a lot of it. And yeah, it makes for good TV, but y'all gotta let that go. And I don't even think that it's even Punk. I think Punk is at a place now that he's so
At this
happy.
point, Punk, I feel like Punk is grown. Like that.
Yeah,
That's the best way to put it. Punk is grown. Punk is a
so much.
adult. He understands this shit don't matter. Like,
Wait, do you mean grown as far as like he's adult grown?
yeah, like, okay. So when I say grown, like he's mature. That's what I mean. He's being mature.
Okay,
He's being,
okay,
like,
yeah, yeah.
it's bullshit. Like it happened. Yeah, it was bad that certain aspects of it happened. It is what it is. Let's move on.
I get that.
That's how I feel how he might be.
Yeah, but you gotta think about who Seth Rollins is. Seth Rollins is an emotional guy, and I think one thing that CM Punk might be hard for him to do, CM Punk doesn't, I want to say he doesn't apologize.
Oh, he's from Chicago. He definitely don't apologize.
Yeah, but I think in some aspects at the same time, I believe that there should be one. Oh, the same when he went over to Saudi.
Yeah.
Now, you made comments in the past, but you had to say something. You bit the bullet, and you had to, like, you know what? These people are hurt. And that's all they wanted. And when he said that to that guy, the crowd was just like, okay, cool, we good. Because again, bro, people look up to you. Like, these are probably grown men that were kids at the time that had your poster in their room, and it's like they look up to you, and then you say this about their country, so they're just like, what? So when he finally just genuinely apologized, it was like, okay, I'm good. He's never done that with Seth. And I think that that's what needs to happen. Not even televised, but in order for them to take that step into Seth forgiving, because yeah, that's definitely a huge, when your idols become your rivals. That's a huge, because I would know. I ain't gonna lie. If I ever met John Cena, he's an ass to me. Do you know how much I'm going to be hurt by that? I have loved him since I was 9. Follow his entire career. Watch all your movies. I just been a huge fan and advocate for him. Like, bro, I'm in school beating people up for talking about you. Like, this is crazy. So it's like, yo, if you do that, boy, I'm gonna be like, hell, go.
You're gonna be like Syndrome. You're gonna be like Syndrome from The Incredibles. The bad guy from The Incredibles. Remember he was Mr. Incredible's sidekick, but then Mr. Incredible told him to go home.
Yep. I was gonna say I'm gonna have a shrine in my room with him. Not a shrine, but like how Helga did Arnold. Hey Arnold. but I'll be cursing him every time. Oh yeah, I'm coming at you. I am coming for you. Got to, man. And I get that because that's just the huge, oh man, like what? And I'm grown, but still, again, CM Punk's older than Seth, so it's like if you didn't train me and been this for me, and now this is who you became this, and Seth is like, yeah, you might have grown, but you've already showed me for 10 years who you were. And to Seth, he's like, you ain't grown that much. Like, I don't believe it. I think this is all fake. He keeps saying that, he's going to do it again. And I don't think he is. I don't think he is. And Seth said he is. But, yeah, he needs to have that conversation with Seth because you can't tell me this is just, man, look. When they had the whole sign before WrestleMania, when they were supposed to sign the contract and CM Punk was told he was going to be the main event at WrestleMania, Seth Rollins lost it. He lost it. Like, they all looking at him like, bro, calm down. Like, Triple H probably have to calm him down in the back because that was a lot. I know that this was fulfilling for him to cash in on CM Punk. It's not that fulfilling for the rest of us. Because I'm not going to lie, I still can't get over that. I can't. I cannot. And then it hasn't really fully been addressed because he came out on Monday. He didn't do no talking for real. Paul Heyman did the talking. And then he tried to attack him at the end of the night. They jumped him. So it was like, nah, man, nah. This needs to be hashed out. He took his moment from him. This is crazy. And at the same time, Seth is such a master manipulator that nobody really knew that this was a. He took it all the way to even interviews that he was in, even and had the crutches and everything. Like he said that he knew, his wife knew, not even people at commented. No, really, people in the back didn't even really know.
And this is why kayfabe kind of needs to come back just a little bit.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And like, because that's crazy. Like this literally was something that we were like, oh damn, he actually got hurt in the match.
Yeah.
And then they played it like he actually got hurt in the match because we know, because us as fans, we already know the cues to like, oh, they're not showing him, so this is for real. And he played it. He played us. We got played. That's the truth. We got played.
He played us, and you even played the company. Bro, you went on interviews and you're sitting there, you're even walking around like with the thing on your leg, with the crutches. You're telling them like, yeah, I went here and then it's swelling and we don't know, so I'm gonna be out for like, an indefinite time. You're saying this on, he was hosting somebody's show, I think, for like 2 days. You're on there with the crutches. You're saying that even WWE Medical, like they think you're in. You're like, what the? I know they were probably like, in the end, but it made for that moment to be as perfect as it was.
So good. And
I can say that now because, I have to get out of how much I love CM Punk and really think about the big picture of it. That was one of the greatest cash-ins I have ever seen. And just because it was so emotional.
Remember, this is exactly what I wanted for Sammy. This exact scenario. Because remember, I said it months ago. I wanted to be exactly this, but for Sami Zayn. But the fact that it's Punk makes it so much better. Because
it does.
We get even more of him and Seth beefing. This is the best beef in the company other than Roman.
That is true. That is definitely true. I was definitely thinking that earlier today that CM Punk and Seth Rollins beef with each other is one of the best rivalries I've ever seen in years. This is so damn personal that Seth Rollins' mission, anything you even think about gaining, touching, or having, I'm gonna take it from you. If I'm still here, I have breath in my body. I'm going to take it from you. This man is diabolical. And I can watch their feud. I'm not going to lie. They can feud for the next 2 years. And I wouldn't be mad about it. Those are two people I would not be mad about seeing beat the crap out of each other and just feuding. This has to be bigger. This is kind of bigger than Drew and CM Punk because their rivalry was one of the best I've ever seen. And I loved every single moment of it. But these two, I've been wanting this since Punk came back. But Punk got injured and then, stuff happened. So he had to go ahead and have that with Drew. But now, Punk, you are healthy. He told Seth last year, first time I want to say they face off in the ring. He said, when I came back, you had that title. You had something that I wanted. Champ, he said, you don't got it no more. So I don't have a reason to have anything to come after you with. But Seth was so hell-bent on getting CM Punk, but CM Punk's like, you ain't got nothing I want. Like, I'm back to make money. I'm back to get back to this company that I love, yeah. But you ain't got nothing I want. So it's like, cool. But now you do. Now you do. It felt like Seth Rollins wanted CM Punk's attention. And you did. And now you got it. So, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this. I really can't. There was Roman in the mix. Roman and CM Punk have to come to a common ground. Both have a common enemy. And both, not only Seth, what he's done to us, but at the same time, we have it in Paul Payne. And we have to come together, put these egos aside, and really come forth with it because I said this. When I keep going back, and I really wish that post would have went a little more viral, I posted in March. What if this happened? And it was Roman laid out, CM Punk laid out, Seth Rollins' hand raised, Paul Heyman next to him raising his hand. It's a cartoon picture. And I said, what if this happened? I put it March 27th. And then in April it happened. Yeah. Yeah. It's about time. We need to be there. Right there in that writer's room. Because not saying you guys aren't good, but get a little better. And since y'all say y'all don't know how to book,
give us a laptop, a place at the table, and make some time in the PC. And that's all I require, and a paycheck. But that's all I require.
Man. I'll show you how to book somebody already. I'm sure how to book somebody. And I know they're big on anticipation. That's cool. Long storytelling. I love it. That's fun. Well, we got to start somewhere. And it needs to be better than what the heck it is right now because y'all are sitting on people in their prime. And you're not using them. And it's like, as much as I love CM Punk, I love Seth, I love that. Yes, they are the main attraction. But we need to get to the other people that are in the middle.
We need the fresh meat. Because right now we're just using the people that's already cooked. And not cooked in a bad way, but like they're already well seasoned and doing what they do, and they're on their way out. Because Roman, I'm pretty sure Roman has said he don't want to be here that much longer. CM Punk is probably gonna be here for as long as he's gonna be here. AJ Styles wants to be out by the time he's 50. Seth and Cody still got time. Everybody else still got time, but like y'all need to start using the people that aren't getting.
They're in there. I feel like they're in their vet years, so I'll say I would give them, as far as a good run with them still performing how the way they usually perform, 4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years. 5 at the max, because if they're still here after that, you will start to see the slower pace, and that's why John said he wanted to retire on his own because he knew he wasn't delivering how he used to. Now, this SummerSlam match, John,
I don't see it. I didn't see it.
He still got it.
He hit a cold red.
Huh?
He hit a cold red, and I was like, you don't even do that.
That man did that. That man is choking him out with the rope. But I was like, yeah, this is. But I'm glad that he did that. Pretty much showing people like, yeah, I know that I said I'm leaving. I'm not old. Like, I can still fight. But I know that he's like, but y'all want me to deliver like that all the time. And it's like, I got other obligations outside of this, and I just can't give that because ain't no telling, like the bumps, the bruise, everything. We already saw what happened with Candice LeRae falling off of there. John can't show up to a set, and I got bruised here and cut and all of this. I can't do that. So it's like I'll give this my last full year of that, and that was a phenomenal match. He know he gonna have to bring it again with Brock. We
That's
already know
probably gonna
that's
be
what
the
he
Survivor Series because it shouldn't be
probably.
at anything other. It's gotta be at the last big one because I don't know what they have in December. They don't have
They
PLEs in
don't have
December, do
anything in
they?
December. No,
Right,
they
so
don't.
it's got to be
Uh,
Survivor Series unless they gonna
that's
do
the
Bad
last.
Blood.
That blood has already happened. That was John Cena, and when they was in St. Louis, wasn't it? Wasn't that Bad Blood?
No, that was Backlash.
When is Bad Blood?
Bad Blood is normally, and I want to say October,
Bad Blood would make sense. Bad Blood would make sense just because of the whole
October or
thing.
September.
That would make sense. I'm not gonna lie. If it could happen in a crazy world, I would have loved to see Edge. I would have loved to see Edge and John fight because they had one of the biggest rivalries that John had when he came to Raw. When he left SmackDown and got drafted to Raw, that Edge was the first ever Money in the Bank winner. He cashed in on John Cena at New Year's Revolution. I will never forget it. So him coming back and them having and that being his match, cool. If not that, if he could still wrestle like how I want to wrestle, I would have loved to see him face Kurt Angle. Just because Kurt was his first opponent in, I
and
would love to see him be his last one out.
And Kurt is good. Kurt was phenomenal in general. So yeah,
Man,
that would have been that would have been great.
that would have been amazing. But I know Kurt's older, and
He has
that.
all the things that's happened. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, and I know he had his last match. I believe it was it at one of the WrestleManias when he tagged with Ronda against Triple H and Stephanie. I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of his last matches. I know it's one of his big last matches, but that would have been great. I'm trying to think who would be the next opponent. If they could get Edge, that would have been amazing. Just because they brought the Hardys, dang it, so they could have,
Yeah, but they in TNA. If Edge was in TNA, they definitely would have brought him in. But he had AEW, so and he doing something with Christian, so it is what it is.
Well, he gonna have to wrap this up real quick. He gonna have to wrap that up, Christian, real quick. Get that done and over with, so by December you can have that match with John Cena, and that would have just been amazing. But they probably, I don't know, because everybody in WWE, when they say they retire, I know that was Edge's retirement match that he had in WWE in Toronto. Cool, but this is John Cena. I'm pretty sure Brock didn't think he was going to ever come back because he wasn't, but because John requested it,
Here we
back.
are.
So cross fingers, because ain't nothing impossible. We already know when it comes to wrestling, the impossible, we never thought we'd ever see CM Punk ever in the WWE arena again.
Ooh, you ain't lying.
Right. I thought that was just, every time I went to hear people chant, when I was there on SmackDown before Survivor Series, they CM Punk, I'm shut up. He's not coming. And then the guy was like, yeah, he said, but we just chant his name wherever. And I said, yeah, that makes sense. We are in Chicago, so I get why they gonna chant his name, period.
And then, look, after he got put out of AEW, I'm like, he done with wrestling again. That's what I thought. I'm like, he done with wrestling again because he got put out of AEW. He ain't going back to WWE. So it was a fun run while it lasted, but then he showed back up.
Even when CM Punk left, definitely he's one of the people that I caught up with. I wasn't an AEW fan, but I did watch his AEW debut. I watched, I think, maybe 2 of his matches, and I watched the panel interview that he gave when he was beating an ass. And he was just up there bloodied and eating, and he just like telling it all. He didn't give a damn. That's why I was like, oh yeah, this is it. He's the man. And I'm just like, CM Punk ain't. And maybe that's why Seth figures he ain't changed, because that was only a few months before.
That was definitely only a few more months before he came back.
That was that same year. So he's probably like, you done left this company and did all that. You ain't going to come back in here. But, who am I to say? Because as far as I can see, he's more wholesome. He's a mentor. He's more of a friend. He's more relaxed. And they just seem to enjoy being around him, especially the young talent and the women. And I feel like CM Punk was totally being such a good girl dad, because the way he's like this father/big brother for them backstage is amazing. Like when Jade Cargill first saw him, that video is so freaking cute. He was in the arena, empty arena. He's doing the interview, and Jay was on the side by the ramp with her friends, and he went over to her, and she like jumped on him. As big as she is, first of all, I didn't know CM Punk was like 6 foot. Didn't
Oh
know he
yeah,
was 6 foot.
yeah.
Didn't know. I thought he was short entire life. So when she jumped on him, it was so cute because she's so big and strong, and she was like, "I knew that was you." Like seeing Bailey how she is with him all the way backstage, the guys, everything. Like CM Punk is definitely one of them ones. Like that promo package that was put together for WrestleMania. Every time I watch it, even to this day, I watched it a few days ago and I cried again because it just brought back like, oh my god, I never really admitted it, but I really am like a huge CM Punk fan. He was been a part of my entire childhood. When I heard Kill Switch, I just got tears. Like, man, I've been watching you like all my damn life, man. Like, watching you win Money in the Bank, watching when he came up with the straight edge and the lady came in the ring and cut her hair, and when he had long hair, and then he had the Wolverine chops, and what man, like wow, CM Punk. And now I see why the fans. He was always to me anti the establishment and just for the people, and that's why the fans just got behind him. I've said this before, but people were like, "And CM Punk to me was a modernized version, and I don't want to say a less rowdy version, but a modernized version of Stone Cold, as far as what he represented.
Yeah.
Like, forget the straight edge part, Stone Cold Shake Beer, but as far as like anti the establishment, and I'm here for the people, when I'm here to whoop ass, and it's like they want to hold me down, but I'm gonna keep getting back up. It was that they were very much similar and controversial as far as that goes, and I think that's why he'll always be so near and dear to my heart. Like I love him, like always.
Yeah. So
He's just that.
that being said, do you have anything else we want to cover before we get up out of here? Because it's been about 2 hours, 15 minutes.
Wow, we've been talking. I thought we talked a lot. This was fun. This was a lot of fun. It's been a minute,
We
y'all.
back.
I know it's
We
been
back.
a minute. We back.
And we
Got
back.
it now. It's no, I mean life happens. You got stuff that you gotta take care of. But
Yeah, you got moving to do and dealing with those feelings about moving, and yeah, so that's mainly why we haven't been back because I moved and I
yeah,
had feelings about said move and I had to regulate myself. So,
it's okay because I'm going through a little for myself. I quit my job, so
oh,
I'm going into a whole different thing in my head of transitioning, and trust me, it wasn't by choice of my own. It was more of a wow. I'm feeling like CM Punk. It was more so anti-establishment. Yeah, I'm here for my kids. They're the people, and got a boss that wants to throw weight around and try to turn me into something that I'm not. And it's like I'm not going to stop being me, and you can't handle that. So okay, cool. Well, kiss goodbye. I literally took a bow on my last day, and I got up out of there. And it's like you'll miss me when I'm gone, but until then, I know what I'm worth, and I'm gonna be okay. But yeah, I'm gonna be good. I just feel like what wrestling is for me has always been a scapegoat, but it's also been a savior in my life as far as like just helped me get through certain things. Like I think it's why I love John Cena because I've always tried to have that mindset of never back down, never quit. And I don't look at this as me quitting. It's more of me standing up for myself and more of me like you're not gonna push me around, and I don't feel appreciated or even accepted here. So it's time for me to bounce. Um, but this is definitely going to get me through. I have more time to do what I need to do with this, with with our podcast and everything, and pour my heart into this because this is what I want to do. this is what I enjoy doing, and this is what I want my life to be. So hopefully we can turn that dream into reality. It'd definitely be a Cinderella story for sure.
We'll look back in the year and see where we at. We probably won't be here. We'll probably be at WWE. Like, hey y'all, this look familiar.
You're gonna have to like explain to all the people why I'm so emotional. Like if we're backstage and you sit there and you having a freaking regular conversation about the weather with Seth.
It all depends. Hey, look, I ain't gonna hold you. It all depends on who we meet up with. Because if it's Jade or Bianca, I'm immediately turning into a puddle. I'm I'm shy. All of a sudden, I'm shy. But if it's anybody else, what's up? How you doing? Big fan. We here.
It's weird.
She might not be able to talk, but I'm telling y'all, we're thrilled that we here.
Yeah. I would be nervous to be around those two. I would, but they're so down to earth. I'm not gonna lie. I might turn into a puddle around Rhea. About that woman, I don't know. I'm gonna just melt. Like, don't look at me, because she just has that when she's walking and she just waves. I'm gonna pass out. Like, I love her.
I'm gonna just
Like,
up now and be like,
no, Rhea is. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. Rhea is one of the people. Why I love Bianca. Bianca, Rhea are my favorite two. Now Naomi, the big three. Those are my favorite women. Like, period. Along with Sasha Banks and Toni Storm, my top five. But it's something about Rhea. Rhea makes me question my sexuality. Rhea makes me look at, and I just be like, am I gay?
I'm gonna look at Rhea and be like, where's Nia? Point me to Nia.
No, forget. Oh, okay, all right, yeah. Point you to Nia, and then I'll be like, oh, hey, Jada. What you gotta say then? What you gotta say then? Hey,
Can I have both?
right? Like, I don't know how to choose, because that lady. Oh my goodness, Miss Parker. There will never be another Miss Parker.
And I ain't watched NXT in a minute. I've been watching the clips and everything. But her, Oprah Femi, Javon Evans, those are the only reasons I will watch it at this point.
Oh, you better start watching it again, because your girl you just mentioned is definitely on NXT now. Miss Nia,
I know.
she is going after Lash, and I ain't gonna lie, it's perfect. I love to see it. I love to see it, but I'm ready to see Jada. Well, I know they probably won't bring her up yet until she gets her hands on the NXT Women's Championship.
They need to go ahead and give her the North American or whatever that one is, the Women's North American Championship. They need to go ahead and give her that one. She's been due for that one.
She's been due for that. She should have got that last.
If not for the Women's Championship, like, I don't know what they waiting for.
Yeah, she should have been got that. I mean, Kalani Jordan had it for a minute, so I'm like, I mean, I don't sure got it now, but she should have been got that off of her then. Now Jada needs to be. Wait, what?
I'm trying to think of who's all had the Women's North American Championship.
Huh. Everybody before Jada. Even these new people coming in. Even though I know Soul Ruka is amazing, but it's the fact that Soul even got it before Jada, and that's crazy, because Jada should have been had it, and then Jada should be the NXT Women's Champion right now, because JC Jane, are you kidding me? Really? That's what we're doing?
Stephanie, okay. I was finna, yeah, okay. Because I remember Kaylani had it, I forgot Fallon had it, and I forgot Stephanie had it for a minute. Because I was finna say, damn, only black women doesn't have this title?
Man. All I know is my girl needs to put her hands in her title, because it's definitely deserved. And once she gets that, holds on to it for about 6 months, then you can bring her up to the main roster, because she's ready.
But also, I think Jada needs a better finisher too. If I'm being honest, I think she need a better finisher, because that hip thing she do, that could be a signature. That'd be cool. That could be like her devil's kiss for like.
Yeah.
but like
That should be her signature.
she need a solid finisher. But
If
everything
she,
else, she got the look. Lord, she got the look, and she got the mic skills.
she got the mic skills, and she's strong. She knows the cameras where they are. She knows how to play it. She's just everything. But you're right, there should be a signature. And because I believe that Jada is somewhat of a powerhouse, she needs to have some type of powerful move that she does. I don't care. She got like a vicious ass power bomb that she uses as her finisher for sure. Because that hip thing, it definitely worked, but I'm tired of everybody trying to use it. That's Jada's thing. I still want to use it. Go see that. It doesn't even look right. The steal from Miss Parker.
But so this has been Lights, Camera, Wrestling. We are LCW Pod on Instagram. We are Lights, Camera, Wrestling on TikTok. But we probably should change that to LCW Pod too, so we have Brandon. You know, we market over here. We're LCW on YouTube. You watching us on YouTube? Like, subscribe, share it, all of that. Cause we trying to make some money off this. We enjoy doing this. We want to make money doing what we enjoy, talking about wrestling, talking to y'all about wrestling, and then eventually, see us on TV with the wrestling.
Oh, it's a process. This is just like long storytelling. I mean, y'all could be a part of that. But like, hey, I knew them when they were shooting this podcast, and now they on my TV. Like, do you know how much of that is a real life story? And I feel like in now's day and age, kayfabe thing, I feel like they need a real life story. Fans, podcasters become WWE superstars. Beautiful.
Hey, that's the perfect route. That's the perfect route for me. If y'all want to do this whole storyline with Jelly Roll and being like, oh, look at this guy just coming in, he ain't even a real wrestler. And Logan Paul saying he's an outsider. First of all, you was the outsider, and then you came in, and now you're a real wrestler. So if Jelly Roll want to follow that route, cool, let him, and then let me do it right after.
Yeah, but Jelly Roll 60 a J job, 60 a day job, because Logan Paul is just a natural, wonderful athlete, and Jelly did his thing, but see, took a lot out of you, didn't you? Jelly out.
He needs smoke conditioning, but he's serious about it. He loves this shit. Like when he talks about it, he loves this shit just like we love this shit. So it's like if he's willing to put more work into it, he'll definitely get there.
I'd rather not want to see that just because it's like, I like you, Jelly. I like your music. You can go sell out stadiums. This was a nice Bad Bunny move for you. Cool. I don't want to see you every day. I don't want to see it all the time. Just because this whole, let's open the door for the celebrities to come in and live out their childhood dreams. This is really your childhood dream. You should have got out here and started wrestling. You started being a singer because you want to sing. You can make all the music for the pay-per-views all day.
But you can't say that if people are using WWE to get into movies.
But not everybody. That's why everybody can't do it. That's why you got to
a lot of them are doing it. But like, okay, let's see. Rock was the first. Well, not Rock wasn't the first person, but like, okay, you had Hogan.
The first person to be successful.
Rock did it right after. Then John is doing it now. Liv has done it. But
Liv has only did again. Appearances are cool. The same with Liv. Liv did this one little movie. She's not an actress.
She's done multiple.
Where?
She was in the Chucky. She was in Chucky series. She did in the movie that she's just doing now. I don't think she's in anything else, but she still is. They're all. Some of them are doing that route. They're going from wrestling into movies, or they're going from wrestling into music. Like that's what they're doing. So it's like,
but
they're doing something
like but with them, it's not like how Rock is like known in Hollywood. John is known in Hollywood. It's like these guys are like, oh, okay, I make an appearance or something like that, like for fun. Okay, cool. But 60 a day job, because Liv Morgan, you are Liv Morgan, the WWE superstar. Like, I don't want to see you in a whole bunch of movies until like, no, not right now. So Jelly, that was a wonderful pay-per-view match you gave us. But I don't want to. Thank you. I don't want to see it again. I'd rather not. Like, because it's gonna slow everybody else down. It was cool, but
The thoughts and opinions of Lola Love does not overall give the blanket statement of LCW Pod. I just want to say that.
I don't. And I really want to make that clear because I think that on TikTok, when I'm going back to fans, and they always say, bro or dude, I always say, this is not the dude talking. This is Lola. There's two people. Pay attention to our logo. Two people. And trust and believe. If you're going back and forth about something, it's me. It's me. Especially when it comes to the following people. John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca. That's me. Whoever y'all argue with online about them 5 people, it's me.
That's her.
Like, I'm very, very, and I want to make that, because I don't want you guys to think that it's just us collectively. No, I do have strong opinions, and like I said, I will start a hashtag F Cody Rhodes because that's just my personal opinion on that. When January hits, I'll feel different, but for right now, in the remainder of the year, we'll make it known that it's F Cody Rhodes. So yeah, it's my opinion.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been LCW. I'm Monster Alchemist.
And it's your girl, Lola Love.
And we'll see y'all later.